I had to wake up out of my sleep to tell y'all this. There are not enough real people on the internet. When you consider the amount of people that use the internet just to fool you, just to make money off of your ignorance, just to entertain you with things that are just not valuable, it's ridiculous. There are a lot of grifters on the internet. There are a lot of people pretending to be something just to rev up communities. Let me check on my cat. Sorry guys, my cat keeps talking to me. It's like she don't want me to get this good word out. But anyway, it's too many grifters on the internet, liars, scammers. It's just ridiculous. The internet is like a combination of everybody, but all the normal people being quiet. All the normal people be like, that's crazy. Put their phone back down. We got to speak up. We got to say something because the internet is really being taken over by all of the crazies in the world. It's being taken over. They're spreading their rhetoric, their unhealthy ways. If you scroll down TikTok, there's so much about like augmenting your body. Everyone can do what they want to do, but let's let some normal people come in and give you another side of things, because there are people, there are children that are looking at this content and thinking this is something to aspire to. There are young people who don't know any better. Gen Z, all younger millennials, we remember a time before the internet. We can tell how it shifted society. People that are born right now with the internet, this is all they know. We have to use our voices to let them know what is and what ain't is, please. Because we are heading towards making the internet a very, very toxic place. It's already really toxic. I mean, society, life is toxic in general, can be, depending on like the viewpoints you have and like, you know, what you're ingesting. But these algorithms are putting people down really deep rabbit holes of bullshit, quite frankly. And I want to combat that. On this channel, like I want to do my best to just be the realest person I could be within the, you know, confines of YouTube, you know, rules and regulations. But I very much want to show the realness of people, society. For example, I put it on my back. Not to say like respectability politics, that's a whole nother video, but I put it on my back to show young black girls that we exist in a multitude of ways. I'm not saying which way is the right way or the wrong way, but I'm just saying that we exist in different ways. And however you show up in this world, however you authentically want to show up in this world, you have the right to do that. You do not have to box yourself in because all you see is ass shaking on the internet. You do not have to box yourself in because all you see is bundles and weave. You do not have to box yourself in because all you see is us talking about BS and stuff that don't matter. All this baddie stuff. Like I said, consume whatever you want to consume, but I just want you to know it's all alternative. And the thing of it is, when something's hitting in that algorithm, they're not going to change up they status quo. They're going to keep it the same because it hits. We need to combat that. Please, normal folks, show up, show out. Show what you be on. If you love to read, share that. Share some of the knowledge that you take in from these books. If you have a unique life experience, share that with the world. Use your voice. We need to use our voice so that the internet isn't just overwhelmed with BS. Like, it's gonna always exist, but it doesn't have to run rampant in this motherfucker. Please, speak up. I'm doing my best to speak up. You know, I'm a small channel. I can only do so much. You know, but I try to, every time I show up on the camera, just be authentic and be grounded in reality and not pretend like something is that isn't. You know, try to just show off my real thing. I don't do anything for clout. Really just, you know, exist. That's it. And I understand that real life can be boring, and sometimes that's probably why people like to reinvent themselves online. But let's actually heal that piece of you that doesn't feel comfortable just being who you are. Clock that T. Let's heal that piece of you that thinks that who you are isn't enough. Showing up exactly as you are without any grifts, scams, reimaginings of your existence. You know, let's really tap into the real. I feel like we're shifting in a positive direction when it comes to mental health, mental awareness, and just like the effect that our brains have on our bodies and, you know, our souls. I feel like we're coming more close. We're getting closer to that, but still, the internet is overwhelmingly on BS, and we need to stir up the pot a little bit because it's settling to the bottom. It's really settling to the bottom, and it's not good for society moving forward. I'm not gonna say that life was better before social media because it's not true. The amount of knowledge that we can take in, the people we can meet, we can communicate with people in different countries. That was like it's unheard of. Being able to actually engage in conversation with people that are like you but grow up in different countries, different circumstances. Like that's all beneficial. It's all beautiful. Learning, I love it. I love YouTube. I love that's pretty much the only social media that I actually love. Everything else is just like, but YouTube I love for sure. It's just a plethora of just knowledge. It can be bull stuff too. More normal people need to speak up. More people that want to see good things in the world need to speak up. We can't just say it under our breath when we scrolling past something and shrug it off like, oh, people are crazy. Because it's just gonna multiply and multiply. And I'm not saying, you know, you gotta pick a side. I'm not saying anything about respectability politics or how you show up on the internet. I'm just saying show up in a way that you know that you're impacting somebody. Whenever you make content, think about it like this is going to reach somebody and they're going to take what I'm saying as truth. If in my heart I know that I'm grifting, in my heart I know that I'm misleading, and that all of my advice is just to get clicks and views, I know that, but the person watching me doesn't. The person watching me may build their entire existence around what I'm saying. They may take this ideology and just curate an existence and become like a walking, talking version of my talking points. And how would that affect society? I'm just saying, think about it like that. A lot of people are money hungry, get it how you live, but I feel like whatever flows to me is mine. I don't think I have to mislead anybody in any type of direction to get what's destined to be mine. So if you feel like you got to lie, cheat, steal to get your bag, I feel like that's a fundamental issue. That's a root cause, like the root cause, like something in that soil is not healthy. That needs to be checked. I'm not a doctor. I'm not any type of advisor, so I don't have any dog in that fight. But I just know that that's that frequency. It's a little you feel me? I just be like let me get away from that. The current state of the internet, social media, just like everything that's going on, specifically America, because that's really the only viewpoint I can speak from as a Black American. This year is tough. It's really tough. Even scrolling, watching YouTube is so many ads, and it's all based off the algorithm. Because the algorithm knows that I am a Black woman, they're gonna send specific things to me, and I'm afraid of that because we take away people's access to knowledge because people aren't seeking knowledge as they once did because everything is handed to us. I'm not gonna lie, I get most of my news from social media, and that's not because I'm seeking it out, because I actually don't like news at all. I will stay away from it at all costs. But the only reason I get access to it because it's what's fed to me, and I really do feel like it's dangerous. And I just want us to be aware of it. I can't say that it'll stop or that it'll get worse. I don't know any of that. I'm experiencing this life just as you are, but I do know that we need to be aware of that fact. Everything, we need to question everything. We need to run everything through our internal processor and see how we really feel about things and not how people want us to feel about things. Because a lot of us, I'm a young millennial. I'm on the last year of millennial, 96. So I do have like I I got my foot on both sides of it, right? And I feel like a lot of us younger people, Gen Z, my age group or whatever, we we put ourselves in bubbles, and that's because our social media allows us to. We think that what we see on our algorithm, what pops up in our feed, is reflective of real life, but it's just what they want us to see based on what we've seen already. But how can we ever see anything new? How can we ever have a difference in opinion about something? How can we change? How can we grow if we're constantly being fed the same things? And what if your deep dive, what if what you're really into is such a niche thing and you start to think that that's reflective of the entire world? I know people say get outside and touch grass, but it's deeper than that. Like, touch grass and critically um, consume what you're experiencing on these screens. Let's also touch grass, read books, think about the past, and plan for the future. That's all I really have to say. I'm sure this topic will come up again at some point. This is just keeping me up. And I guess it's okay because I got to go to the gym. So stay dedicated to yourself, your mental health, your mental wellness. Don't make any decisions for yourself based on what other people think is the best route for you. Actually dive deep into understanding who you are on a fundamental level, what makes you happy, and even if it's not popular, if what makes you happy, as long as it's, not impeding on other people's constitutional rights and it's not illegal, because I know some people take that what makes you happy thing a little too crazy and to start doing crazy things. I'm not endorsing that at all. I'm very much endorsing things within the legal realm of things. That's all I talk about because I'm not no fraudulent going to jail. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna operate within this bubble because I'm a do-gooder. I'm a do-gooder. I'm not gonna lie. I'm the hall monitor of the internet, guys. I'm the hall monitor. But yeah, um, I just think it's beneficial to just cultivate a place where people can see the nuance in things. Like, not people are just too attached to their ideas and their beliefs. They're too attached to where they can't hear anything opposing. Like, if you oppose what they're saying, then you're wrong and you're the enemy. But it's like we don't have any room to debate anymore. To bring both of our talking points together and find common ground. It's like it doesn't exist at all. And it's sad. What would my perfect internet look like? I don't really have an answer for that because it's so many different people in the world. Like, even if I were to get a group of 10 people just around me right now, everybody's lived experience is different. And I believe that everyone's viewpoints are equally valid. Everyone's perception of reality is equally valid. And I feel like when we make content, all we're doing is sharing our perception of reality. Neural said there are 8 billion worlds on this planet. It's one planet, 8 billion worlds, meaning the world is what you see with your eyes. Like, combined with your lived experience, things to go through, like, that's what makes up what you feel about the world. It's what's been indoctrinated in you, ingrained in your soul, all those things. So I do think getting online and sharing your unique perspective can help people unpack their own feelings, inspire people to take change and take charge of their lives and make changes. It can inspire people to not make the same mistakes you made. Like, it's just our voices are powerful. And since our sense of community has changed in the past couple decades and a lot of community-based things are done online now, it's really important that we, actually treat it as such. When I make videos, I'm thinking about people who were like my younger self. Everyone can watch, I'm sure I make something that can resonate with a lot of people, but really specifically, I'm thinking about my younger version of me and the things that I was afraid to say, afraid to do. I didn't fit in for X, Y, and Z reason. Like, what would that girl need to hear? What would she need to see, rather? She would want to see a quirky weirdo on the internet with her bonnet on, just talking mess, and creating things and just flying by the seat of her pants and just being her authentic self. That's what she would want to see because it would give her the inspiration to just fully be herself. So that's like my main cause. That's the moral of my story over here. Besides that, creativity is a great outlet for processing mental health, um, telling stories. It's just so beautiful. And I feel like we need to bring more of that to the forefront on the internet. these expressions of just real human things, not just the scamming, not just the grifting. Because yeah, that's all a part of human nature too, with some humans. But I think we should just combat that. Just let's give just another side of the story. Let's all contribute something to the story. So if you ever felt like, you've been called to make content or called to just participate in the internet in a more than just observant way, you should do that if that's what you're called to do. And don't think about like, oh, is it gonna give me some money? Is it gonna be lucrative? Like, it may or may not be, but if you really feel a calling on your spirit to do something, you should always do it because we don't want to live life with any regrets. And yeah, that's all I have to say about this. I'm gonna go ahead and edit it and post it immediately. So thanks for watching. Um, I hope all of you have a great day and enjoy your life on the internet.